After 5 years of marriage, my wife had changed beyond recognition. She looked pale and tired. She stopped cooking my favorite dishes. She didn't ask how my day had been. She smiled only at our children. And slowly, she became indifferent toward me. At first, I thought maybe it was just a phase. Maybe she was stressed, or maybe she needed space. But as time went on, the distance between us grew wider and wider. Our conversations were short, our evenings together cold and silent, fed up with what felt like a boring, lifeless marriage. I convinced myself there was only one way out: divorce. That night, I picked up the phone and called my dad. "Dad," I said quietly, "I'm getting divorced." My wife has become indifferent to me. There was silence on the other end. Then, in his calm, steady voice, my father replied, "I'll give you a piece of advice. Remember how your relationship started. Recall the vows you made and the vows you managed to fulfill." And instantly, I could hear those words echo in my mind. "I, John, take you, Julie, to be my wife, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better or worse, for richer or poorer, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish, till death do us part, according to God's holy lawn. And this is my solemn vow." My dad spoke again, sympathetic but firm. "If you haven't kept to your vows, then do it now. If nothing changes, then you can get divorced." I sat there, stunned. "I see. Thank you, Dad," I whispered, and hung up the phone. That night, I couldn't sleep. My father's words kept circling in my head. I began replaying the past 5 years of my marriage, and with every memory came a heavy weight of guilt. While Julie was busy cleaning the house, I was stretched out on the sofa, headphones on, lost in my own world of music. While she cooked and later washed the dishes, I sat in the bedroom, glued to the TV. And while she stayed home caring for our children, I was out with friends, laughing, drinking, coming home long after 9 at night. It hit me like a tidal wave. I hadn't just been a distant husband, I had been absent. A selfish man who thought his role ended the moment he stepped through the door. That realization stung. For the first time in a long while, I saw my wife not as the distant, indifferent woman she had become, but as the exhausted, overlooked partner I had pushed to the sidelines. Something inside me shifted, and in that moment, I made a decision. I wasn't going to let my marriage slip away without a fight. That very afternoon, I took our children for a walk, just the three of us. It felt strange at first, but also good. I wanted Julie to see that I could step up as a father, too. Later, I stopped by a jewelry store. Behind the glass, there it was. The necklace Julie had admired for months, but never bought for herself. I purchased it, tucking the small velvet box into my pocket like a secret promise. And then, I planned something I hadn't done in years. A date, not at a fancy restaurant, not somewhere far away, but on the rooftop of our own home. Flowers, soft music, candles, and yes, I even cooked her favorite dish. That night, under the stars, it felt like we were meeting all over again. And little by little, something began to change. The following month, I noticed Julie smiling at me again. When I walked through the door after work, she no longer turned away. She welcomed me home. She started cooking my favorite dishes again. And then, one evening after we had eaten together, I insisted on helping with the dishes. Standing shoulder to shoulder at the sink, she suddenly paused, turned to me, and said softly, "I've missed your presence so much. I love you." Her words nearly broke me. I wanted to cry. But instead I smiled, kissed her forehead, and whispered, "I love you too." In that moment, I realized just how blessed I was. Blessed to still have her. Blessed that my father had stopped me from making the biggest mistake of my life. Marriage, I've learned, isn't about avoiding mistakes. It's about recognizing them and having the courage to make them right. It takes a real man to admit when he's failed, but it takes an even greater man to humble himself, to change, and to fight for the love he promised to cherish. A great marriage doesn't happen by luck or accident. It's built brick by brick, day by day, through time, forgiveness, affection, prayer, respect, and unshakable commitment. Love isn't about how many days, months, or years you've been together. Love is about how much you choose to love each other every single day. And tonight, as I sit beside my wife, watching her laugh with our children, I know this: divorce would have been the easy way out. But keeping my vows, that's what brought us back to life. Marriage, I've come to believe, is not just a human contract. It is a sacred arrangement designed by God Himself, not so we can walk away when life gets hard, but so that together we can weather the storms and come out stronger, softer, wiser. The challenges aren't meant to break us. They're meant to shape us, to stretch us into better husbands, better wives, better people. So if you're listening to the story today and your marriage feels heavy, distant, or tired, don't give up too soon. Remember the vows. Remember the love that once lit up your hearts. And dare to believe that with patience, humility, and God's grace, it can come alive again. Because the most beautiful marriages aren't the ones that never face trials. They're the ones that faced them and survived. And maybe, just maybe, your story isn't over yet.